Welcome to another episode of All About Art. If you're new here, All About Art is a podcast with a mission of demystifying the professional art sector by publishing interviews with people working in the arts as they talk about their education, career paths, and more, spotlighting the cultural sector as a really great place to work. I also produce solo episodes where I talk about different topics in the art world from the point of view of someone who works in it. Right now, full-length interviews of All About Art are audio only, but depending where you're tuning in, you can either watch the solo episodes or you can just listen in. Before we continue, if you tune into this episode and you enjoy it, please help us out by hitting the thumbs up or rating the podcast over on the streaming site of your choice, as it helps us continue to produce the show. This is a special episode and one that I am so excited to be recording. The time has finally come where I can speak about the biggest thing that I've worked on in my career to date. This week, I announced my book, Working in Art. It has been a labor of love, and it has pushed my boundaries and grown my knowledge in more ways than I could have ever imagined. The book is like an extension of the work that I do here on the All About Art podcast. The book will be available in April 2026, and it's now available for pre-order. I'll make sure to put all the links down in the description in case you want to get a copy. Now, let me tell you a bit about what went into creating this book. Throughout this last year, I've been to 9 cities across 5 countries to sit down with my interviewees. I sent probably over 100 emails to arts professionals I admire, and I received a lot of yeses, a lot of nos, and quite a few instances of ghosting, which is a natural part of the process, I guess. The cities I visited included London, obviously, that's where I am right now, but also Paris, New York, Vienna, and Venice, among others. Each trip was an adventure in itself, navigating different time zones, coordinating schedules with incredibly busy professionals, and sometimes conducting interviews in the most unexpected locations. I've interviewed people in their offices, in their homes, in galleries after hours, and in more than one case, we were surrounded by priceless works of art. Each setting added its own flavor to the conversation, and I think that energy of speaking in person really comes through in the book. One of the things that I learned very quickly is that reaching out to busy arts professionals requires persistence and patience. Some people responded within hours, eager to be involved. Others took months to get back to me. And yeah, some never responded at all, but that's okay. It taught me so much about professional communication, about not taking rejection personally, and about the importance of being respectful of people's time and boundaries. The process of putting a book together was an amazing experience, but also kind of overwhelming doing it for the very first time. There's crafting the concept, defining your audience, explaining why this book needs to exist now, creating sample chapters, and really proving to a publisher that you can deliver on this promise. When the book comes out in April, I plan to put together some more episodes to share, what some of the challenges have been in writing a book that involves a lot of interviews, as well as the lessons that I learned about interviewing some of the best and brightest in my sector, and how it's made me a better professional and a better person. If that's something you'd be interested in hearing, please do comment on this episode. I want to be vulnerable for a moment. This may be the most exciting and challenging thing that I've done in my career to date, and I really have to admit, I am incredibly proud. I'm proud of the resilience it took to organize the interviews, the back and forth emails, the rescheduling, the travel logistics. I'm proud of the discipline it took to sit down with the transcriptions and edit 35 pages of text down to 5, making sure every word earned its place on the page. I'm proud of my writing, which was the scariest part to contribute. You see, when you're interviewing incredible people, their words carry so much weight. But then there's my voice, the connective tissue between all of these interviews, the analysis, the context, the commentary. That was terrifying. What if my writing wasn't good enough? What if I couldn't do justice to these amazing conversations? But I pushed through that fear and also was really encouraged by my editor who believes in me and believes in my writing, and I'm genuinely proud of what I've written. What's bigger than that is how proud I am to have had the privilege to sit down with the mind-blowingly phenomenal people who are in the book and who share so openly and candidly their advice for arts professionals today. These are curators, gallery directors, museum professionals, art handlers, advisors, auction house specialists, and so many more. Each person brought a unique perspective on what it means to work in the arts today. It's one of the greatest achievements in my life to have created a resource to support those who wish to enter into the arts, but who may not know what they can do professionally in a sector that they feel passionate about. Someone might get mad at me for saying this, but it's also a little bit of a middle finger to anyone who has ever doubted that the art sector is not worth working in or investing in from a governmental standpoint. In the UK alone, the arts and cultural sector contributed £19.1 billion of gross value added in 2023 and supported over 250,000 jobs, according to the research from the Arts Council England, which I will also link in the show notes for reference. Those are not small numbers. That is a massive economic contribution. The art sector employs hundreds of thousands of people, generates billions in revenue, attracts tourism, drives urban regeneration, and enriches communities. However, fewer than 8 state schools have history of art as a subject for A-levels. So how are young people supposed to know that there is the option to pursue work in the cultural sector if they never learn about it in schools? Nor is there much in place to support their desire to understand the career possibilities better. I remember when I was younger, and I knew that I loved art history, but when it came to thinking about a career, I honestly didn't know what was available beyond being an artist, a gallerist, or maybe working in a museum. But even then, what does that actually mean? What does a curator do day to day? What about all the people behind the scenes who make exhibitions happen? What about the commercial side of the art world? This book answers all of those questions and more. It's structured around real people doing real jobs in the arts, sharing their actual career paths, the good, the challenging, and everything in between. If you are someone wanting to study an art subject, or you're thinking about pivoting into working in the arts from another industry, working in art is the perfect resource to give you the information and context that you need. In addition to that, though, for anyone already working in the arts, I can promise you, you probably don't know half of what the other people are doing in the sector and what sort of possibilities are out there, not only for someone's professional path, but also for collaborative opportunities and inspiration for new business models or partnerships. So I truly believe that this book will appeal to anyone who is interested in working in or is already working in the arts. Whether you're 16 and thinking about university courses, whether you're 25 and breaking into the sector, whether you're 40 and considering a career change, or whether you're already established and you're looking for new directions or inspiration, there's something in this book for you. I will leave this episode here for now, but this is just the beginning. I look forward to April in the hopes of seeing people with working in art in hand. I can't wait to share more of the process with you and tell you all about the amazing lessons that I learned from everyone I had the honor of interviewing. If you buy the book, you can bet I will endeavor to sign each and every copy someone brings to me. I'm already thinking about organizing some book launch events and signings, so keep your eyes peeled for announcements about those. I'd love to meet as many of you as possible and hear about your own journeys in the arts. Thank you to everyone who listens to All About Art and who has supported me in this journey. You know who you are. But don't worry, I'm a yapper, so the acknowledgement section of my book will be long. There are so many people who have supported me, who have believed in me, connected me with interviewees, given me advice, listened to me stress about deadlines, and cheered me on. This book exists because of community, and I can't wait for it to come out. Before I go, I just want to say, if you do pre-order the book, please let me know. Tag me on Instagram, send me a message, whatever works for you, because I want to celebrate with you. Every single pre-order means the world to me, and it helps make this book a success. That's it for today on All About Art. As always, thank you so much for listening.